Have you ever felt truly alone? I'm not just talking about being by yourself. I'm talking about that deep, gut-wrenching feeling of isolation that can hit you even in a crowded room. The feeling that no one truly understands your struggle, your pain, your secret fears. It's the silence after a devastating phone call. It's the empty space in the bed. It's the feeling that you have to carry the entire weight of your world on your own shoulders, and if you stumble, there will be no one there to catch you. This fear of abandonment is one of the most fundamental fears of the human experience. It can dictate our relationships, fuel our anxieties, and shape our entire lives. We spend our energy building safety nets, money, friendships, careers, hoping they will save us from that ultimate loneliness. But what if I told you that there is a promise? A single, unbreakable, eternal promise that cuts through the noise of your fear and speaks directly to your soul. A promise that was made to you before you even took your first breath. That promise is found in the book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 5. It is a direct quote from God Himself. Listen to these words, and let them sink deep into your spirit. Never will I leave you, never will I forsake you. Say that out loud with me. Never will I leave you. Never will I forsake you. In this video, we are going to unpack the immense power of this single sentence. We will see how this promise echoes throughout the entire Bible, from the stories of the Old Testament to the final words of Jesus in the Gospels. And most importantly, we will discover how you can truly live from this reality, how you can let this truth become the unshakable foundation of your life, banishing the fear of being alone forever. Let's begin our journey. To understand the weight of a promise, you must look at the character of the one who makes it. Is he trustworthy? Is he powerful enough to keep it? When God says, "I will never leave you," we can be sure because of who He is. He is not a man that He should lie. His nature is faithfulness. We see the first shadows of this promise in the very beginning. Think of Adam and Eve. After they sinned, they hid from God. They felt shame and isolation for the first time. But what did God do? He came looking for them. In the cool of the evening, He walked in the garden and called out, "Where are you?" This is not the action of a God who abandons, this is the action of a God who pursues, even when we run away. Now, fast forward generations. Consider the life of a man named Jacob. A deceiver, a manipulator, a man on the run from his past and his future. One night, alone and terrified, he has a dream of a ladder reaching to heaven. And God speaks to him there and says, "I am with you and will watch over you wherever you go. I will not leave you." God didn't meet Jacob at his best. He met him in his fear and failure and made him a promise. Then there is Moses. A prince turned fugitive, tending sheep in the middle of nowhere for 40 years. He must have felt that his life was over, that God had completely forgotten him. But at the right time, God appeared to him in a burning bush. And what was the core of his message? "I will be with you." Moses' entire excuse was, "I am not enough." And God's entire answer was, "But I am." This pattern continues with Joshua. As he stood on the brink of the biggest challenge of his life, leading millions of people into a promised land filled with giants and fortified cities, God's command was coupled with a promise. He said, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." The command to be courageous was rooted in the promise of His presence. His presence is the source of our courage. Do you see the pattern? Throughout history, God consistently reveals Himself as the "with us" God. He doesn't just give instructions and then step back to watch. He enters into the struggle with His people. But the ultimate, undeniable, final proof of this promise was not a word spoken to a prophet. It was the Word made flesh. The entire life of Jesus Christ is the physical embodiment of, "I will never leave you." The Gospel of Matthew calls him Emmanuel, which means, God with us. Think about that. God with us. Not God watching from a distance. Not God sending help from heaven. But God with us. He was with the disciples in the stormy boat. He was with the outcasts and the sinners at the dinner table. He was with the grieving sisters, Mary and Martha, at the tomb of their brother. He wept with them. He felt the fatigue of a long journey. He experienced the sting of betrayal and the agony of physical pain. And at the very end of his earthly ministry, as he commissioned his followers to change the world, he gave them this same promise, now amplified through his victory over sin and death. He said, "And surely I am with you always, to the very end of the age." He didn't say, "I will be with you until things get hard." He didn't say, "I will be with you as long as you feel me." He said, "I am with you always." That means in the moments of your greatest joy and in the depths of your deepest despair. When you feel on top of the world, and when you feel crushed beneath it. When your prayers feel like they are hitting the ceiling, and when you feel His presence so tangibly you could almost touch it. He is there. So, what does this mean for you, right now, today? How do you apply this ancient promise to your modern life? It means that your loneliness is a lie. The enemy wants you to believe that you are alone in your struggle. That no one cares. That you have to fight your battles by yourself. But the truth of God's word demolishes that lie. You are not alone. The Creator of the universe is with you. He is in your corner. It means that your failure is not final. Perhaps you've made mistakes. Maybe you've run from God, like Jacob. Maybe you feel disqualified, like Moses. The promise of God's presence is not a reward for good behavior, it is a gift of His grace. He meets you in your failure to lead you into your purpose. It means that your future is not frightening. You may be facing a giant, a health diagnosis, a financial crisis, a broken relationship. It may look impossible. But the same God who told Joshua to be strong and courageous is telling you the same thing today. You can walk into that uncertain future not because you are strong enough, but because you are not going in alone. The Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Let's make this practical. How do you activate this truth when you don't feel it? First, you speak it. The next time that wave of fear and loneliness hits, you open your mouth and you declare Hebrews 13 verse 5. God has said, "Never will you leave me, never will you forsake me." You are not affirming a feeling, you are proclaiming a fact. You are aligning your reality with God's truth. Second, you look for Him. In the middle of your chaos, pause for a moment. Ask, "God, where are you in this?" He may reveal Himself through a sudden sense of peace, through an encouraging word from a friend, through a beautiful sunrise. Train your eyes to see His faithful presence in the large and small details of your life. Third, you trust His character over your circumstance. Your circumstances might be screaming, "You are alone." But God's character whispers through His word, "I am here." Which voice will you believe? This promise is your anchor in the storm. It is the solid rock under your feet when everything else is shifting sand. You can lose your job, but you cannot lose His presence. You can lose a relationship, but you cannot lose His companionship. You can even lose your health, but He promises to be with you even as you walk through the valley of the shadow of death. He is with you. Right now. As you are watching this. He sees you. He knows the burden you are carrying. He understands the loneliness you feel. And He is whispering to your heart, I am here. I have always been here. And I will never, ever leave you. You are not alone. Receive that truth today. Let it sink from your head down into your heart. Let it heal the broken places. Let it silence the voices of fear. Let it fill you with a courage you never knew you had. Never will I leave you. That is the unshakable promise of God to you. If this message of God's faithful presence has touched your heart today, if it has brought you peace, please let us know by liking this video. Share it with someone who needs to be reminded that they are not alone. And subscribe to Daily Word of Peace for more daily reminders of God's love and promises. Thank you for watching, and remember, no matter what you face it with God by your side.